y'all? What am I doing? We having technical difficulties over here. Technical difficulty! Hey fam, what's up, what's up, what's up? This is Robert Anton here, robertantonnyc.com, coming to you with your no frills, the voice commentary from a singer. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Tonight is the second night of the voice playoffs, and it's Team Christina and Team Adam performing. Again, I'm going to mention this, I mentioned it yesterday, but for those who didn't watch yesterday's video, the contestants will be doing stripped down performances. Only 3 artists from each team will advance, 2 by popular vote and 1 by Coach Save. The iTunes downloads start to count as anyone in the top 10 on the overall iTunes charts gets their votes multiplied by 10, and the elimination show will be on Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Okay, here we go. We started out with a performance from Sia. She did Elastic Heart, and she is she is something else. I thought I might get to see her, you know, as she was facing the crowd, you know, when the lights came up and the camera came on her. But you know, she had on that Cousin It look thing that she does with the hair all down here in her face. I should I was just like, I was on Twitter talking about I should be her for Halloween. That should be my outfit. Oh, I love her voice. I love her songwriting. But this gimmick is just crazy. What do you all think about her camera shyness? Tell me down in the comments what you make of this whole thing. Okay, we kicked off the competition tonight with Team Adam and Tonya Boyd Cannon. She did Take Me to the Pilot by Elton John. And Adam sang the song to her in rehearsal to give her the rhythm of how it was going because she was having a little trouble with it. On stage, the opening of this was pretty powerful and reminded me of like the start of an altar call in church. The pianist was working overtime and she was riding the waves. She definitely brought her own sass and grit to it, and I really enjoyed this. Pharrell and Adam stood for her. Blake said she was having fun and we felt it. Christina said she brought it to church. Pharrell told her she took America on a trip and that she got the spirit moving. And let me tell you, if you feel like the spirit's gonna move tonight, make sure to thumb up the commentary. Let me know that you are enjoying it and that you do enjoy it. It also lets other people know that we're over here discussing The Voice, and you might bring some other people over to watch because we need some more views. So thank you guys so much for your thumbs. Make sure to spread the commentary wherever you can. Team Adam had Joshua Davis do Budapest by George Ezra, and this song is all singer-songwriter folksy and sounded wonderful in Joshua's voice. He has a wonderful way of weaving a story that works great for the stage and camera. Just the sound of his voice is so soothing and familiar. It's a comfort. I was waiting for something a little explosive, but it never really went there, but it kept up a nice engaging vibe throughout. Blake said there's something about his voice. Christina called his voice soothing and comforting. Go on and steal my words, girl. Pharrell agreed that something about his tone interests him about his future. And Jamison joined Carson and Adam in the skybox to talk about how his life has been going, and he'll be performing on tomorrow night's elimination show. Then TeamXtina had Sonic doing I'm Going Down by Mary J. Blige. And Christina noticed she was rushing the tempo and asked her to lay back and be more slinky in the verses. She also advised her to open her mouth. As my college teacher used to say, drop your jaw, drop when the notes come up, drop the jaw, drop the jaw. And she was definitely serving a little sexy something as she started this out, and she was fierce going into the chorus. I felt like her voice was a little light and fluttery in parts of the song, like she had some nerves going on during the second verse, and then she missed some of the hits. You know, I think at one point in the song it's like, the whole world's up, and she missed that, and I was like, uh-oh, she's starting to get behind. She started to get behind the beat, and her pitch started drifting as she went into the home stretch, and she was trying to get it back, but it didn't quite mesh for me. Pharrell called it a cool journey. Adam noticed there were moments, but said she came back. Blake called her attack powerful. Team Adam was up next with Brian Johnson doing At This Moment by Vera, Billy and the Beaters, and this really sounded good in Brian's voice, and he had the crowd in the palm of his hands. He has the tenderness as well as the precision to pull this off, and again, I was hoping for a wow moment that didn't happen, but this was very nice. Pharrell, Blake, and Adam stood for him. Blake called him a perfect vocalist. Christina said he left his heart on the floor and called it so sweet. Pharrell said it was comfortable and unforced, and he hit so many beautiful notes. Then Team Christina had Kimberly Nichole do What's Up by 4 Non-Blondes, and Christina gave her some stage notes and asked her to tell a story on the stage. She can do no wrong to me though, y'all. In my book, she is just the shiznit. She was standing there commanding the stage with just her vocal projection behind the mic, and really got into the angst of the song as she took off the mic and hit center stage. All the coaches stood for her and she got all emotional, started crying. Her grandmother was in the audience and she just did her thing. Pharrell called it perfection. Adam called her amazing and said she destroyed the song. Blake called it unbelievable. And next we had TeamXtina with Lexi Davila doing All By Myself. All By Myself by Celine, Dion. And Christina gave her a lot of good info and sang along with her. They sounded good together too. She was so emotional as she started this out, and I was wondering if she'd have anywhere to go, but she was singing that big chorus and then settled into it a little better. She got a little better into the emotion as she came out of it. She really has a huge voice and nailed the big note, but she lacks just a little focus and intensity. A lot of potential, it just needs to be driven in one direction. She was a little all over the place. I think she just needs more personal attention and control. I hope she sticks around. Adam called it an amazing job. Blake said she drove the ship. And then Carson announced next week Reba McIntyre will be the mentor for the top 12. And Team Adam came up. Nathan Hermida did Chains by Nick Jonas. And Adam gave him some notes on how to get into playing the part of the lyrics and told him to learn it with fearlessness. He also told him to finish the notes because he was breaking off early on certain notes. And the beginning of this was just a bit disjointed for me. Something seemed a little off, and I think it was like the music, the instruments weren't there supporting him, and it just didn't really work for me. It settled a little after the full band came in, and he was really getting into the fierceness of the performance, and his voice was pretty decent, but he had several cracking and missed note moments, and just it was very lackluster. Pharrell said he must be having the time of his life, and they cut straight to Adam and left off. I think they didn't want to, beat the dead boy down. He tried his best. He did a really good job. It just wasn't quite there. TeamXtina was up next with India Carney doing Hurt by Christina Aguilera. Oh my God! Christina told her to wear the emotion on her face and to think of the note before the high note as the highest note she has to hit. Little psyching yourself out. So we got a super close up on her face and her big hair for the beginning of this song, and she was working the emotion, definitely wearing it on her face. I loved her attack on this and the way she went between fierce and hurt. Her sweet emotion near the end was just heartbreaking. All the coaches stood for her. Another well-rounded performance for her. Pharrell said it was like watching a film. Blake called it emotional, dramatic, and powerful. Then another TeamXtina contestant performed. Rob Taylor did Earned It by The Weeknd, and Christina told him to D'Angelo it and bring fire to it. So I think this song might be just a little too contemporary for some of the Voice viewers, but it was a great match for his voice. He's just so believable, and he was working the audience and going seamlessly between his chest and his falsetto, and both were so strong. I seriously got chills when he hit them high notes and he fell to his knees to end it out, just begging and pleading God. I'm saying, oh my God, this was another great performance. TeamXtina was bringing the heat tonight. Pharrell, Blake, and Christina stood for him. Pharrell called it effortless and said he set the world on fire. Adam said he puts his body into every note. And the final performance of the night was Deanna Johnson for Team Adam. She did Down to the River to Pray, a Christian song. And she really does have a special sound, and this was highlighting it perfectly. She seemed very comfortable telling this type of story, and even got a little rough and tumble here and there with the melody. This is another one that could have found more dynamics though, and a bigger climax, but it was pretty, but it was just pretty. It didn't really delve into really working her instrument and showing us what she could do emotionally or physically. Blake called it outstanding. Pharrell said she has a wholesome sense to her voice. And that is it for tonight. My battery's about to die. The thing just cut off on me. The results show will be Wednesday night at 8 p.m. I'll be watching American Idol, but I will check back and see who won and all that good stuff like that, who stayed on the show. This is Robert Anton, robertantonnyc.com. I am out. Peace.